On June 16, 1976, thousands of black South African school children in Soweto protested against the apartheid government's decree to enforce Afrikaans as a medium of instruction in schools. Police opened fire on unarmed school children, killing 12-year-old Hector Pieterson and hundreds more. The massacre drew worldwide condemnation, intensifying anti-apartheid resistance in the process. The children's uprising marked a turning point in the struggle against apartheid, inspiring future resistance. Post-apartheid, 16 June was declared National Youth Day in 1994 to honor the courage of the school children. The entire month of June has become known as Youth Month, with programs focused on youth activism, the power of education in South Africa, and the development of youth. Now, any development must come with some sort of investment, and that investment must give you the maximum possibility of the best return, your return on investment. So the question that we ask today is, what contribution does Hinduism bring to the investment in the development of youth? Now, please like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. It's free, and we'll search together for an answer at the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern scientific inquiry. We know from Vedic epistemology or Brahmaṇa that the foundational philosophy and teachings of the Vedic texts provide a holistic approach to the understanding of everything around us. This includes our understanding of the universe, our planet, the environment, our society, and ourselves. We also know that the Vedic texts are written in a largely allegorical and metaphorical style, structured in a manner to offer three specific frameworks for interpretation. Now, these three frameworks are: 1. Adhyatmic, or spiritual and philosophical, with focus on inner meaning like meditation, consciousness, liberation, and so forth. 2. Adhidevic, or cosmic and natural, the focus on knowledge and understanding of cosmic elements, for example, the planets, the stars, the sun, the moon, etc., and natural elements like the wind, rain, lightning, rivers, nature, the ocean, dawn, and so forth. And 3. Adhibhotic, material and practical, with the focus on social, material, or scientific applications. But I digress. Hinduism demarcates life into 4 consecutive phases or stages in life. This 4-ashram system, or the Chatur Ashrama, unpacks these 4 stages, explaining the specific duties or dharma of each stage, and how this guides individual spiritual and collective social growth. The Chatur Ashrama concept originates in Vedic and Dharma Shastra texts, particularly the Upanishads and Manu Smriti. The direct scriptural reference to the 4 stages of life, or the Chatur Ashrama, is found in the 4th verse of the Jabalopanishad, where it states, Chaturanam ashramanam brahmacharyam grihastyam vanaprashyam sannyasam iti, which means there are 4 stages of life: brahmacharya, which is student; grihastha, householder; vanaprasth, retirement; and sannyas, or renunciation. Now let's take a quick overview of the Brahmacharya Ashram and skim quickly over what our texts say about the student stage, this being a video dedicated to Youth Month. We'll start by asking a simple question: what is the purpose and meaning of the Brahmacharya Ashram? Now, the word Brahmacharya means walking in Brahman, where Brahman means divine knowledge, so Brahmacharya means walking in divine knowledge. It is the foundational stage, generally up to 25 years of age, and is focused on education, discipline, and celibacy under a guru or teacher. Now, what are the key duties or dharmas of the stage? The key purpose is study. It includes mastery of the Vedas, scriptures, life, and practical skills. It also inculcates in the student a sense of service by serving the ashram or school through performing all the daily chores and voluntary service to society. In essence, the student helps take care of the Gurukul. The main objective is to develop self-control through strict celibacy or Brahmacharya, simple living, obedience, and a sense of moral and social responsibility. So how does this investment fit into the greater scheme of things? Let us look at our key or foundational rituals as Hindus. The 16 Sanskāras are Vedic rites of passage that sanctify life from conception to death, ensuring physical, moral, and spiritual growth. In the Rig Veda and Atharva Veda, we find the earliest mentions of the Sanskāras. The Manu Smriti further codifies the Sanskāras, while the ritual elements are found primarily in the Paraskara, Gobhila, and Ashvalayana Grihyasūtras. In the journey of life, the Sanskāras can best be described as signposts, indicating information and direction as life progresses. Let's take a look at some of these 16 in life sequence. Now, the first 3 Sanskāras are prenatal Sanskāras, highlighting the importance of family planning and prenatal care. The first Sanskar is the Garbhādhāna Sanskar or conception rite. It is performed when a couple, after their Vivaha Sanskar, decide to start a family. The foundation for this rite is found in the Atharva Veda. The word Garbham, meaning womb, is repeatedly mentioned. The purport of the prayer is, O God, through whose grandeur this conception occurs, who grants us the wisdom that guides this decision to start a family, who blesses us all with good health, bless this womb with the virtuous child. The second sanskar is the Punsavana Sanskar, or the embryo protection rite. It is generally performed between 8 and 10 weeks into the pregnancy. This rite finds its origins in the Atharva Veda. The mantra in the Atharva Veda that we are referencing says, "May we be protected from all harm. May our progeny be protected from all harm. May no harm come to them, and may they live 100 autumns." The third sanskar is the Simantonnayana Sanskar. It is performed between the 6th and 8th month of pregnancy. It is a prayer for the healthy development of the fetus, and it finds its inspiration in the Atharva Veda, where it states that just as brave and noble people were born before, may your child be born strong and noble. Now, the next 6 sanskars are in the category of early childhood development. They stress the importance of nurturing and caring for the child with appropriate rites to educate and inspire the parents and family to fulfill their duties to the child. The 4th sanskar is the Jatakarma Sanskar, or the celebration of birth ceremony. It is performed soon after the arrival of the bundle of joy. This sanskar is built around the Rig Veda mantra that states, "May God strengthen this child, granting a long life. May the child be freed from all sins and suffering." The 5th sanskar is the Namakarana Sanskar, or the naming ceremony. The Aitareya Samhita mantra that is central to the sanskar states, "As I bestow your name, may it be auspicious, granting wisdom and longevity." The next sanskar, number 6 on the list, is the Nishkramana Sanskar, or the first outing. the child is taken outside to experience the world and the environment that awaits. The Paraskara Grihyasūtra provides the basis for the sanskara. The purport of the mantra referenced for this sanskar is, O child, I present you to the elements or the devatas, the light of the sun to grant you sight. The winds from all directions bring you sound and hearing. The elements bring you benefit, and the air gives you life. The seventh of the 16 sanskaras is the Annaprashana sanskar, or the rite of the first solid food. This takes place, as the name suggests, when the child is first introduced to solid food, well, really mashed solid food, occurring usually between the 6th and 8th months. It is interesting to note that the opening phrase of the mantra central to this rite, taken from the Atharva Veda, is identical to the Hindu mealtime prayer from the Yajurveda, Om Annapate Annasya Nodyanamivasya, and so forth. The essence of the mantra referenced around this rite is, O God, through whom we receive our life-giving sustenance, grant us a nourishing food, may it strengthen this child, and may the food promote good health. The Chudakarana sanskar, more commonly known as the Mundan, can be performed at any time in the first year. This is the 8th of the 16 sanskars. On this occasion, the child's hair is completely removed and we pray for the good health of the child. The mantra that is at the core of this sanskar is from the Yajurveda. In essence, it is a prayer giving gratitude for the health and development of the child and asking that the medicinal plants and the environment always provide healing to the child as it develops. The 9th sanskar is the Karana Veda sanskar, which involves piercing. The piercing is symbolic and the wearing of an earring is in no way compulsory. The purpose of this sanskar is encapsulated in the verse from the Sushrut Samhita Sharirasthana. The pierced ear serves to remind us of our responsibilities towards educating the child, that the child may hear knowledge and wisdom through the ears, hear and learn sacred knowledge, and thus be blessed with a sharp intellect. The next 3 sanskars focus on the educational development of the child. These 3 sanskars highlight the importance of a good, sound, wholesome, and holistic education. It focuses on the role of the guru in teaching and guiding the child and the responsibilities of the child towards his or her education. Number 10 on the list of sanskars is the Upanayana sanskar, commonly known as the Yajnopavit or sacred thread ceremony. The child is adorned with the sacred 3-strand thread by the guru. The 3-strand represents firstly the U and M of Om and symbolizes God as creator, preserver, and dissolver of the universe. Secondly, knowledge, Brahma Yoga, action, Karma Yoga, and devotion, Bhakti Yoga. And thirdly, another 3, celibacy, restraint, and abstinence. It is important to point out that this sanskar, like all of the 16 sanskars, is applicable to all Hindus who choose to perform them, and even gender is not a limiting or excluding factor. The Upanayana sanskar finds its roots in the Rig Veda, where it states, "The sacred thread is the purest, symbol of unity with God. I wear it solemnly in the presence of my learned teachers. May it grant long life, strength, and radiance." Another 3. The 11th sanskar is the Vedārambha sanskar, marking the beginning of study. Veda meaning knowledge, as well as a reference to the 4 Vedas, and Aram, meaning to begin, combined to form the word Vedārambha. In the ritual, an important mantra is taken from the Aitareya Brahmana as part of the performed ritual. Now, you're probably wondering why this mantra referenced seems familiar, yet it's cited as Aitareya Brahmana 558. Well, you're absolutely right to notice the similarity. The mantra from the Aitareya Brahmana 558 is identical to the opening verse of the Rig Veda 1:1:1. The mantra Agnim ire purohitam yajyasya devam ritvijam hotaram ratnadhatamam appears both in Rig Veda and Aitareya Brahmana because 1. Original source. It originates in the Rig Veda as a universal hymn praising Agni, energy or divine wisdom, serving as the Veda's opening invocation. 2. In the ritual application, the Aitareya Brahmana later quotes it to prescribe its use in Vedic Sanskāras like Upanayana or Vedārambha, linking the mantra to practical ritual rites. Number 3 is a functional difference. In the Rig Veda, it is a philosophical declaration. In the Brahmana, it becomes a liturgical or prayer declaration. And 4, continuity. This reuse reflects how Vedic hymns were repurposed in later ritual texts while retaining their core meaning. It is also common with many mantras in the Sanskāras. Similarly, the Yajna Pavitra mantra cited as Rig Veda 384 also appears in the Paraskara Grihyasūtra. But again, I digress. Let's move on with the Sanskāras. The 12th Sanskar and the final Sanskar in the Brahmacharya Ashrama is the Samavartana Sanskar or graduation ceremony. In the Sanskar, the graduate is reminded with this verse from the Aitareya Upanishad that states, "Speak truth, follow Dharma, and never neglect self-study and personal progress and development." So what we see is that the Sanskars are a timeless investment in youth and society. How? Well, 12 of the 16 Sanskars, that's 75% of the prescribed Hindu sacred rites, are dedicated to prenatal care, early childhood development, and school and tertiary education. Now, what greater investment in the youth could there be? The word Veda means knowledge, and Vedic philosophy has always placed nurturing and education at its core. Nurturing not just knowledge, but human values, dignity, and respect as well. Principles desperately needed in today's world. Now, this video draws heavily, with permission, from the teaching notes of the Purohit Mandal and the School of Vedic Studies. Their extensive notes and materials and the Sanskar Vidhi make this exploration so much easier for me. Sadly, few priests outside India study these Sanskars in depth. But here in South Africa, we are fortunate in that there are a dedicated group of priests that undergo 4 years of rigorous formal training, studying Sanskrit linguistics, mantra translations, expositions, and the timeless symbolism behind these rituals, as well as their relevance in our lives and society today. Now, if you're in South Africa like I am, you will recognize them easily by their distinct blue gowns. Their contact details are below in the video description. Please scroll down, get the details, and support the Hindu ecosystem by supporting these priests. Because these priests don't just perform rituals. They have studied these sanskars intensively over many years. They teach, preserve, and revitalize this wisdom for modern society. So there it is, ancient texts meticulously outlining the first stage of life. 75% of our prescribed rites dedicated to prenatal care, early childhood development, and youth. And by going back to the Vedas, we find a framework that could address many of today's pressing challenges, such as youth disconnection, moral erosion, and societal decline. The Sanskāras aren't just rituals. They are a blueprint for a stronger future. Let's perform them, let's learn from them, and let's make them a meaningful part of our lives. Let's share this wisdom and make it a part of our dialogues, not just within the Hindu community, but in our dialogues with broader society as well. Now you can also support the Hindu ecosystem by liking and sharing this video and subscribing to this channel for free. Now, in so doing, we can together discover greater gems and insights at the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern scientific inquiry. Namaste.